My child, listen to me now. You did not arrive at this moment by chance. I brought you here through a door that heaven opened just for you. There is something stirring inside you that not everyone can see, but I see it. And I have chosen this very moment to reach you. What I am about to share is deep, and it matters. I ask only that you listen with an open heart all the way to the end, because there is something waiting for you that has already been set in motion. This breath you are taking right now marks a turning point. It is not an ordinary moment. It is the threshold of something new, something I have been preparing for longer than you know. To turn away now would mean missing what I have carried toward you through every season of your life. So, stay with me. Let your spirit settle. Let your heart open. I have walked beside you through every step, even the ones that felt unbearable. I know the weight you have carried. I know the tiredness that has settled into your bones. But today, I am not going to speak about your burdens. I am not going to remind you of your struggles. Instead, I want to remind you of something you may have forgotten. The quiet strength that has carried you this far. I saw you stand when your legs were shaking. I saw you choose hope when fear was louder. I saw every small act of courage that no one else noticed. You have carried much, my child. But today is the day to set it down. Perhaps you have wondered if I truly hear you. Perhaps in the quiet hours, you have asked whether your prayers reach me at all. Listen closely. I hear everyone. I hear the words you speak and the ones you cannot find. I hear the sighs that rise from the deepest part of you, the ones you think no one notices. You were not shouting into silence. You were heard. I know there were nights when you held back your tears so no one else would worry. I know there were days you smiled while everything inside you was breaking apart. I did not judge you for that. I drew closer instead. I moved quietly so as not to press on a heart that was already so tired. And today, with my own voice, I tell you I have come to meet you exactly where you are. You may ask why now, why this moment, why this particular word. I will tell you why. It is because you reached the place where you could not carry it alone anymore. It is because your own plans ran out, your strength wore thin, and even your faith felt like it was fading. That is exactly where I step in. I do not arrive late, my child. I arrive when everything that once held you up has fallen away, so that you will know, without question, that it was my hand that lifted you. Do you remember the promises you once carried, the ones you thought had expired? Do you remember the hopes you buried because you stopped seeing any sign of them? I have kept everyone. Nothing spoken in faith is ever lost with me. If you have waited with tears, prepare now to gather what comes with joy. Those who sow in tears will reap with songs of gladness. And you sowed more than others ever saw. You gave when you had little left to give. You loved when it was not returned. None of that was wasted. Every quiet act of faithfulness was recorded. And today, I have come to honor it. Your story will not be remembered for its pain. It will be remembered for what I did within it. Today, I cancel the words that were spoken over you in moments of weakness, the labels that were never true, the verdicts that tried to define you. I am writing something new in my own hand, starting now. What I am bringing to you is not small. It is not partial, and it is not hidden. It will be clear enough that even those who once doubted you will have to recognize that something greater touched your life. It will be so complete that when you look at yourself, you will see someone different. Not someone carrying old weight, but someone carrying purpose. There is a quiet truth I want you to understand. Some people only stand at the edge of what I am doing. Others step fully into it day after day. The difference is not luck. It is the willingness to receive, to trust, and to let go of what no longer serves you. You have been faithful in the waiting. Now, I invite you into the receiving. I know your heart has held questions you never said out loud. I know you have wondered if your life truly matters. If anyone notices the quiet battles you fight. My child, I notice. I have always noticed. And today, I am asking you to set those questions down and to simply receive what I have already prepared. Let your spirit be still. Let your heart open wide, because what is coming next will reach into the deepest places, the ones you thought no one could ever touch. You have stood at crossroads like this before, my child, unsure whether the voice calling you forward was truly mine. There were moments you hesitated, moments you second-guessed every step, wondering if you were imagining the whisper that stirred your heart. Today, that uncertainty ends. My voice is clear. and it is calling you by name. This is not another ordinary day slipping by unnoticed. This is the day of decision, the day the fog lifts, and the way forward becomes plain. Let go of the sorrow tied to what is behind you. Release the words that tried to convince you that you were not enough, that you were too far gone, that your best days had already passed. Those words were never true. What is true is this: you are deeply loved, you are chosen, and your moment to rise has come. Hold on to me now, and let everything else fall gently from your hands. My beloved one, I entered the most hidden place inside you, the place where even you have been afraid to look. It is the room where you kept the broken thoughts, the years of disappointment, the silences that built up over time. I did not enter with judgment. I entered with tenderness. I did not come with questions. I came with answers. I did not come because you called out loudly. I came because even in your silence, your soul was reaching for me. You have no idea how many times I watched you in the early hours of the morning, too tired to pray, too worn down to find the words, and still I heard you. I do not listen only to voices. I listen to sighs. I understand the silences. I saw you swallow your tears so no one else would worry. I saw you pretend everything was fine while everything inside you was falling apart. I did not turn away from that. I leaned in closer. I came near quietly so I would not press on a heart that was already at its limit. And today, in my own voice, I tell you I entered that place to save you. What seemed like ruin to you was to me simply the ground where I planted the greatest revelation of your life. I was not distant when you felt the weight of your sorrow in silence. I did not step back when you felt directionless. I hid myself within the quiet so I could meet you with something eternal. I am the one who turns endings into beginnings. I am the one who finds you among the pieces of broken plans and places a new purpose into your hands with my own care. You may wonder why this did not happen sooner. Listen closely. It was not the right time yet. If I had come when you wanted, you might have mistaken my hand for your own effort. You might have believed you achieved it alone. But now, after so much wear, after so many attempts that seemed to lead nowhere, you know that only something greater than yourself could change this story. And here I am. I am that presence. I am the one who reorders what time tried to undo. I am the voice that overturns human conclusions and writes a new path over your life with my own hand. Nothing can stop what I have already set in motion. Nothing can block what has been released over your house, because when I decide to move, no opposing wind can stand against it. You did not know it, but every loss, every delay, every closed door was part of a design I had not yet revealed to you. It was necessary for you to walk through the mist so you could learn to depend on me. It was necessary for your pride to grow quiet so you could hear the whisper of my spirit. And now that you are more humbled than strong, more surrendered than rushed, I can finally give you what I always wanted to give you, a promise that does not rest on your strength, but on my faithfulness. I saw you when you were on the verge of giving up, when you no longer wanted to ask for anything else, when you decided to stop waiting because the waiting itself felt like more disappointment. But what you did not know was that in that very hour your hope was fading, my spirit was already moving over your name. You were remembered in the highest place. You were named where destinies are decided. You were honored in the silence. And today, I have come to make visible what I planted in secret within you. This is not just another day. This is not just another word. This is the day your story turns in a new direction. The pain you carried will not be wasted. The rejection you endured will not be meaningless. The unfairness you went through will be turned into honor, because I have the power to redeem what others meant to use against you. What was meant to shame you, I will use to lift you up. Not for revenge, but as a testimony. Not to prove your strength, but so that everyone may see my hand upon you. If you are still here, listening, it is not by chance. It is because something in your heart recognized this voice as true. I want you in this moment to speak something out loud, even if only in your spirit. Say it as a declaration, not a request, because what you confess now becomes the seal of what I have already begun. Declare your amen if you believe. I do not ask for this declaration because I need to hear it. I ask because you need to say it, because speaking it moves something in the unseen places, the places where chains have held on far too long. When you say it, you are not performing a ritual. You are opening a door, and to those who open the door with humility, I respond with abundance. There is a quiet ache you have carried, the feeling that perhaps you were forgotten, that opportunities had already slipped past you. But hear me now. What looked like delay was, in truth, a season of preparation. Nothing on your road has been without meaning. Every step, every obstacle, every person who walked away has guided you closer to this very encounter. And I want there to be no confusion about this. Your past holds no authority over you unless you give it that power. Your future calls you forward, and I have already set good things in motion for you. I know what you have lost. I know what you longed for that never arrived. I know the plans that crumbled, the people who left without explanation, and I know it was not fair, but it was necessary, because while you were building on uncertain ground, I was preparing solid rock beneath your feet. While you reached for comfort, I was preparing something far deeper, something that will not shift when life around you does. What you lost cannot compare to what I am about to place in your hands. My child, I know there were moments you believed the storm had come to destroy you. I know there were times you looked around and everything seemed to be sinking. People drifted away. Doors that once stood open began to close. Time itself seemed to slow down, and you wondered, where are you, and why are you not doing something? But while your eyes saw chaos, mine saw purpose. I did not send that storm to punish you. I allowed it so that you could see who I am, even in the middle of what you could not understand. I was with you in every tremor. I held your life steady, even when you believed you would not make it through. And though you did not know it, every wave that rose was measured by my hand. You were never beyond my reach. I let you walk through that trial, not to watch you fall, but to show you my faithfulness. I let you walk through the fire, not to consume you, but to refine you. I let you walk through the valley, not to break you, but to teach you that my presence walks with you even there, so that even in the shadow of loss, you would fear nothing, because I am with you. That was not abandonment. That was preparation. What seemed like an ending was actually a foundation being laid. What felt like punishment was, in truth, covering. In the middle of that storm, I was closer to you than ever, but I stayed quiet because I wanted you to learn to hear me with your heart, not just with your ears. You were hoping for something visible, something immediate, some outward change. But I chose to work first in what could not be seen, in your character, in your faith, in your discernment, in your dependence on me. Before I changed your circumstances, I wanted to change you, and I did, even if you did not notice it happening. Even while you thought you were simply surviving, you were being shaped. Today, you can look back and see that you are not the same person you were. There are wounds that no longer control your decisions. There are words that no longer cut as deeply as they once did. There are prayers that now rise with more faith than before. That is the sign that the storm did not defeat you. It matured you. I know what you lost. I know what you hoped for that never came. I know the plans that fell apart, the people who left without explanation. And I know it was not fair, but it was necessary because while you were building on shifting ground, I was preparing solid rock. While you searched for comfort, I was preparing something with purpose. What you wanted was stability, but I had something greater in mind for you. What you were looking for was relief, but I was bringing you toward your calling. Now you understand what you lost cannot be compared to what I am about to give you. The storm was the threshold. What comes now is revelation. After the wind comes the voice. After the fire comes direction. After the shaking comes presence. And here I am opening your eyes to see what you could not see while you were weeping. I am showing you the gold that remained after the testing. I am breathing on the ashes so a new fire can rise. I am touching your tired feet so you can walk again. But this time you will not walk alone. You will walk in my rhythm, under my promise, under my covering, because what you survived was not without meaning. It was a sign that my hand has been with you the whole time. I do nothing without purpose. And everything I allowed in your life, even the hardest parts, I will use for good. All things work together for good for those who love me. Yes, my child, even the things you do not understand, even the things that hurt, even the things that made you doubt, there is nothing you went through that I cannot turn into something beautiful. There is no tear you cried that will not become a river of blessing. There is nothing you lost that does not have a place in the larger design I am completing in you. I kept you. I shaped you. And now I am positioning you. It is time to rise, to stop looking at what happened, and to begin watching for what is coming. You were set apart for a purpose before you ever drew your first breath. And that is why the battles were so intense. Why there were moments you felt unseen, unnecessary, easily replaced. But you are not invisible to me. You are necessary, not to repeat old stories, but to begin writing new ones. And now I lift you, I call you, I cleanse you, I cover you, and I send you forward. Because this is not only about easing your heart, it is about awakening what you were always meant to carry. Now open your spirit. Do not resist. Do not overanalyze. Simply receive. Because what I am releasing has already been prepared from before this moment. Even as you listen, my power is moving in the very places where you suffered the most. You do not need to fully understand to trust me. You only need to surrender. And if you do that now, you will see what you never even dared to ask for. I will surprise you. Because just as the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your thoughts. And I do not change. I am telling you today, I am saving you with something so great that your past will look small next to the glory I am about to reveal. While you believed everything was ending, I was already writing the beginning. While you thought that cycle of pain was your final sentence, I was already preparing a way out that no one could have imagined. I did not overlook your weariness. I did not dismiss your tears. I gathered them like seed. And now in this sacred moment where your soul opens to listen, I tell you with a steady voice, what looked like your ruin was only the ground where I planted the greatest turning point of your life. My child, I have seen the cycles that repeated in your life, the ones that seemed to have no explanation, the emotional setbacks, the constant losses, the same conflicts returning again and again. You thought it was simply who you were, simply how your life would always be. But it was not. It was an interference, an unseen structure that needed to be torn down. And today, with full authority, I say to you, enough. Today, the cycle breaks. Today, the chain is cut. Today, the door closes on what kept slipping through old cracks, because I am raising walls of protection around you. I am covering your name, your loved ones, your home. Nothing can touch what I have already marked as mine. What tried to repeat itself in your bloodline, I am cutting off now. I declare that you are under a new covenant, sealed not by human words, not by promises made in weakness, but by my own faithfulness. I am resetting what came before you. Every structure raised to stop your growth is being taken apart by my presence. Every word that dishonored your future is falling to the ground, and every false promise spoken to manipulate you is being exposed for what it was. Today I bring you light, clarity, and spiritual understanding, because I want you free. But I also want you aware, awake, steady, aligned with what is true. I am undoing not only what is visible, but what has worked quietly behind the scenes, bringing clarity where there was confusion. And with that clarity comes a peace that does not depend on circumstances, but on my voice within you. Do not fear if some people will not understand what I am doing in you. When my hand moves, some will step back, not because you failed, but because not everyone is ready to walk in the freedom I am giving you. Do not hold tightly to what you were always meant to release. I am closing certain doors, clearing certain spaces, realigning who walks beside you, because some people were instruments of blessing and others were invisible weights. Now you will see clearly, and when you see it, do not hesitate. This new season needs purity, separation, and a settled spirit. What you lost in the storm was not the end of your purpose. It was only the part that had to fall away, so you could recover what truly belongs to you. Today, I come to give you back something the pain made you forget. I come to return a key that slipped from your hand in the middle of your tears. I come to open a place inside you that closed because of disappointment, frustration, and the weariness of waiting so long without seeing fruit. I do not come with ideas. I come with destiny. I do not come with simple encouragement. I come with eternal calling. There is something inside you that has not yet been activated, and today, with both authority and tenderness, I say, rise and receive it. You built a life of survival, but I did not call you to survive. I called you to reign. I saw when you buried your dreams with your own hands, when you said, "This is not for me," and you settled for a life smaller than the one I designed. But I tell you now, you were not made to hide. Even if you gave up, I never canceled anything. Because what I have spoken over you does not depend on your mood. It depends on my decree. I am the one who calls things into being that did not yet exist, and if I spoke it over you, nothing can undo my word. Today you recover your breath. Today strength you thought was gone is returned to you. Today, the part of you that once dreamed boldly comes back to life. Because while others see only the surface, I see the seed. And that seed is still alive, even if it has been buried under years of disappointment. I am breathing on it now, and it will grow again. Because I made you to bear fruit, and I do not leave barren what I have touched. My gifts and my calling over you do not change. You did not lose your calling. It was only resting, waiting for this season to wake it again. If you feel this truth stirring inside you, do not let it pass without response. Speak it now, simply and from your heart. Declare your readiness if you believe. I am not restoring you only so you can find peace. I am restoring you so you can move forward, so you can build, so you can teach others, so you can become someone who lifts those around you. Because what is coming now is not only about you, it is about what you will do for others through everything you have lived. What was once shame will become a foundation. What was once silence will become a testimony. What was once a pause will become momentum. And I confirm this to you today with my own voice. I am not only giving back what was lost, I am giving you something new, something that does not come from your past, something you have not yet imagined. I make all things new, and you are included in that all. Stop saying it is too late, or that you no longer have anything to offer, because my spirit within you is declaring the opposite. I saw you before you were formed, and I set you apart. I anointed you even when you did not know how to pray. I marked you even when the world overlooked you. And now I am calling you because your hour has come, your time has begun, and what once seemed extinguished will be lit again like a fire that does not go out. The season of quiet waiting is over. I saw you endure without answers, serve without recognition, give without receiving in return, and feel invisible while walking through a crowd. But that invisibility was never neglect. It was a covering, a shelter, until the time came to bring you forward with honor. That time has arrived. The days when you were overlooked are giving way to days when you will be remembered for what I have done in you. Many were fed by you who did not feed you in return. Many were judged for their journey by those who never understood their purpose. Many were thought to be standing still, when in truth they were being formed in secret, in a place hidden from every eye but mine. What I planted in your soul, what I cared for in your spirit, what I strengthened while everyone else had written you off, is now ready to bloom with power. I do not forget the one who remains. I do not overlook the one who waits in faith. And you, my child, waited without setting conditions. You wept quietly, but you did not turn bitter. You were wounded, but you did not return the wound. You fell, but you rose again. And that is why these words have reached you today. You have entered a season of open honor. What you did in secret will now be rewarded where it can be seen. Doors that did not respond before will begin to open at your voice. People who once dismissed you will begin to seek the wisdom I placed within you, because I said it, and I keep what I say. Humble yourselves under my hand so that I may lift you up in due time. This is that time, the time you waited for, wept for, and held on through. No more spiritual anonymity, no more walking in the shadows. Today I crown you with my favor. Today I cover you with my light. But this is not an honor meant to inflate you. It is an honor with a purpose. I am lifting you so you can lift others. I am calling you so you can call others. I am showing you so that through you others might see me. What I am doing in you reaches beyond you. It touches generations. You are breaking limits that shaped your family line for years, cutting cycles of frustration, of feeling forgotten, of inherited heaviness. And you are doing it through my strength, not your own. Every step you took was counted. Every yes you whispered in the middle of pain was written in my book. And now heaven stands to announce a new season over you. People may wonder how it happened. Why you? Why now? And you will know in your spirit it was not strategy, not connections, not human effort. It was my hand, my grace, my justice. Because you held on to me when everything pushed you to let go. Because you said, even if I do not understand, I will keep believing. And that faith is what now opens the heavens over your life. There is a sacred way that trust has always been shown since the earliest pages of my word, a way of placing something valuable into my hands as a sign that the heart no longer depends on its own supply. This is not about loss, it is about exchange. It is about proving through a simple and deliberate act that what you hold in your hand matters less to you than what I am able to do. My child, I am asking you to place a portion of what you have, something of real weight, upon the altar of this work. Let it be a seed sown into deep water, an offering set on stone, not held back in fear. This is proof that your trust rests in my hand to provide, and that your heart no longer clings to lack. What you release in faith does not leave your life. It moves ahead of you into the harvest I am preparing. When you take this step, the gates that seemed sealed in iron will begin to move. A road will appear where you once saw only wasteland. You will no longer stumble in the dark because your life will become a place where my presence rests, and what sustains you will not run dry. This act of release opens the door to what I have stored, waiting for your arrival. But before anything else, let this truth settle in your heart. What I do in you is never about a single transaction. It is about a relationship that deepens, a trust that grows, a life that learns to lean fully on me, not only in scarcity, but also in abundance. There are those who pray only in the desert and grow distant once they reach the land I promised them. I do not want that distance from you. I want you closer, not further. I want you grateful, surrendered, worshiping with even more strength than when you cried out in your hardest hour. Because what I am about to do in your life will also become a sign for others. People who watched you struggle, who watched you hold on to faith without understanding why. They will see that it was worth it. They will see that I do not forget those who wait for me. And you will become a living testimony that faith was never wasted. Do not view what is coming as an isolated moment. It is the beginning of a new sequence. It is the key that unlocks other areas of your life. What is resolved now will open the way for other adjustments, other restorations, other steps forward. Because I work in connection, I join together what looked separate to you. I link what seemed broken. I am writing eternal threads where you only saw loose ends. And if you remain attentive, you will see everything begin to align, and you will know without doubt that it was me. From the beginning, through the process, in the answer, in the waiting, and in what is still coming. This is not only for you. What I am releasing in your life will be a seed I plant through you, reaching those who are still waiting for their own turning point. They will look at you, and something in them will wake up again. They will hear your story, and something in their hearts will begin to believe once more. My child, do not think I did not see. Do not believe your wounds passed by me unnoticed. I saw every word spoken against you in private. I saw every act of kindness you offered that was met with nothing but emptiness in return. I was there when you trusted someone, and they betrayed that trust. I was there when you opened your heart and received distance instead of care. I know exactly how many times you told yourself you would never cry over the same thing again, yet the wound stayed open. That was not your failure. It was not weakness. It was part of a process that I, your Maker, am going to redeem. I have seen not only what was done to you, but what it left behind. The quiet feeling that something in you was not enough, the fear of loving again, the suspicion that you might never fully trust anyone again. But today, I come to tell you that wound will not be your identity. That rejection will not be the final chapter of your story. You were treated as though you did not matter, as though your presence was easy to replace. You were met with coldness when all you knew how to give was warmth. But I come to speak over you with certainty. You were never overlooked by heaven. You were never abandoned by me. Even when the world did not honor you, heaven had already decreed your restoration, because I am faithful to heal not only what can be seen, but what bleeds quietly underneath. Right now my hand is touching memories that still cause pain. I am entering the emotional places marked by betrayal, by being dismissed, by being made to feel small. If you feel something rise within you as you hear this, do not push it away. Let it surface, because what surfaces now is what I am preparing to heal. From the depths of your heart, speak to me now, simply and honestly. Declare your trust if you believe. This is not just inspiration passing through you. This is activation. You are not hearing this by coincidence. You are hearing it because you were chosen, and that choice comes with direction, with support, with fulfillment. You are entering days where what you waited years for will begin to arrive without the struggle you once knew, because I have already opened the doors. My favor has already been released over you. And I tell you one more thing. Do not fear those who step away now. Some will not be able to walk with you into the place I am taking you, but do not hold on to them. Their season in your life has run its course. I will bring new connections, people who will honor you without manipulation, alliances built on honesty, support that is sincere, because this season is set apart, and I will not allow anything that does not belong in it to remain. You are under my covering now, and what I protect, nothing can reach. Prepare yourself, my child, because what is coming will no longer be delayed. And when it arrives, you will understand that it was never about being strong. It was about being faithful, even when faithfulness seemed to cost you everything and return nothing. You stayed anyway. You believed anyway. And that is what I am responding to now. What you are about to receive is not only an answer, it is a sign. This is more than a solution to what you asked for. It is confirmation that I am with you, that my hand rests on your life, and that heaven remains attentive to your story. What I will do in these coming days will not have an explanation that fits ordinary reasoning. It will be so clear, so far beyond what could be expected, that you yourself will say, this could only have come from God. And it will be true, not to display your strength, but to reveal my faithfulness. Not so you can boast in an achievement, but so you can speak of my goodness. This is not a blessing meant only for you. It is a key, one that opens doors for those you love, for those who come after you, for the path that stretches beyond what you can currently see. I held this back, not out of withholding, but because your heart was not yet ready to receive it the way it needed to be received. I do not give promises so they become trophies. I give them to mark destinies. And your destiny has been forming quietly, even while you believed nothing was happening. Even while you thought nothing was moving, my hand was working behind the veil. I was the one who held your faith steady when weariness wanted to put it out. I was the one who placed words in your mouth when you no longer knew how to pray. I was the one who caused hope to rise again when you no longer wanted to keep waiting. And now I come as the one who fulfills what I promised, the one who does not delay, the one who honors those who persevere. Many will see what I am doing in you and be amazed. Some will not understand why you. Others will try to explain it away with reasoning. But you will know this was my direct work, because what opened for you was not based on merit, it was based on grace. When people said it was not possible, I showed that nothing is impossible for me. When you thought it was too late, I showed that time belongs to me. And when you believed you were forgotten, I surprised you with a door no one expected. Do not be afraid if what is coming is larger than what you asked for. Do not be afraid if it begins to touch areas of your life you never imagined. Because when I move, I leave nothing unfinished. I clean what is unclean. I bring order to what is confused. I renew what was dying. This is not only a reward, it is an invitation to trust more, to surrender more, to walk with me, not only in the desert, but also in the place I am bringing you to. My child, this is no longer a promise to wait for as though it were far away. I tell you today, the miracle has already been released. What I am doing in your life will change everything for good. This will not be a passing comfort. It will not be a temporary improvement. It will be a complete transformation that reaches your mind, your spirit, your surroundings, your home, your whole story. I did not come only to ease the pain. I came to restore you from the root. I came to give you a new beginning, built on a foundation that will never shake again. I am the one who makes a way in the wilderness, who places rivers in dry land. I am the one who does what seemed impossible, and I do it in such a way that no one will be able to say it was anything but my hand. I held you when no one else understood. I kept you in secret while everything inside you felt like it was breaking apart. You thought you were only surviving, but I was rebuilding, laying foundation upon foundation with patience and eternal purpose. I showed you my faithfulness even on the days you doubted yourself. And now I come with authority to tell you, you no longer need to beg for what I have already decreed. Simply believe. Simply open your heart, because the miracle does not depend on your strength. It depends on my word, and my word does not fail. This is the day your faith finds its answer, not because of emotion, but because of fulfillment. Because you were faithful in little, and now what is greater is coming. Because you did not turn back when everything told you to give up. Because you chose to trust in the silence, and that trust is now rewarded. Heaven celebrated your perseverance. What I am setting in motion today reaches beyond a single part of your life. I am touching everything that was stuck. I am aligning what had drifted off course. I am cleansing what was contaminated. I am restoring what seemed lost because I love you with a love that does not change, does not grow tired, and does not forget. I did not come out of a passing compassion. I came out of an eternal love. I came because even in your brokenness, you remained mine. I came because even when you fell, you did not let go of my hand. I came because what I begin, I also complete. This miracle has the power to change the very atmosphere around you. You will feel lighter, clearer, stronger, because I am lifting a weight from your spirit that you carried without even realizing it. I am removing the veil that clouded your understanding. I am restoring your ability to dream without fear. And I tell you firmly, you will not walk with your head down again. You will not let the past govern your decisions again. What I healed remains healed. What I broke will not be put back together. What I rebuilt, no one can tear down. And if anyone asks how your life changed so much, you will answer with the truth. It was the Lord. My beloved child, do not fear. Do not doubt. Do not look back. What I am doing today in your life is the foundation of a new story. One we will write together, and what comes will not be a shadow of what was. It will be glory upon glory, promise upon promise, victory over every scar, because I am your God and I am not finished with you. I am only beginning the most beautiful part. Tonight, something beyond explanation can reach your life in a way you never imagined. The way forward is opening now, and your part is simply to walk through it with me. Let your spirit settle into this truth. You are not the sum of everything that happened to you. You are the living proof of what I can do with someone who surrenders. So, walk in faith, speak with confidence, declare what you have received, because what began as a struggle will end as victory, and what started with tears will become a song. This cleansing is not only for you, it is for those who come after you, and the legacy you leave will be one of freedom, not chains, of honor, not shame, of glory, not guilt, because that is what I have decreed, and what I decree, no one undoes. Hear me now in this final moment. I am not far from you, and I never was. I speak to you exactly where you stand in the quiet you once thought was empty. True silence has never meant my absence. More often it is the very space I prepare so my voice can be heard more clearly. As you begin to understand this, what once confused you will become a marker on your path. What once gave you pause will now confirm my unending presence with you. From this understanding, the way you act, the way you speak, the way you carry yourself, all of it will change. Not because you are becoming someone else, but because you are finally stepping into who I made you to be. Let your spirit rest more deeply, my beloved. In that rest, I am changing how you see yourself. You are not forgotten, nor are you lost, nor are you off course. You are being led to the very moment of your awakening. And when you look back on this road, you will understand that every step, even the ones you doubted, brought you here. To this place where my purpose and your spirit meet as one. Carry these words with you. Let them settle into the quiet places of your heart. And let this not be a passing moment, but the beginning of a life where you no longer search for my voice, because you are living within its constant presence. I am with you now. I was with you before, and I will be with you in everything that is still to come. Walk forward without fear, for the morning has come, and it will not fade. Declare your amen, for this word is yours. We run on viewer support only. For exclusive member-only content, scan the QR code or see the pinned comment. God bless you.